let me, because I know everyone wants to know how you're doing, how you're feeling.
Oh, thank God. I'm feeling very fine, and thank you for asking. I'm very content. I really am. It was, as far as I'm concerned, when I left, it was the perfect time to leave. It's just one of those good, fortunate decisions that I made, and I don't have a second thought about any of them. No, I'm fine. I've done it.
And your wife and family is doing well too?
Yes, yes. We have a big family, 16 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren, and life is good.
So let's take it back to 1988. The most famous thing from 1988, of course, is the Kirk Gibson home run, and your call on that 1988 home run. I know I've asked you about that call before. Had you planned it? Were you prepared? Did you have that in your brain?
Oh, no. No, not at all. It's one of a couple of times where I honestly think the good Lord kind of helped me. I've always had one thing to do in those days. I would try to call the play as quickly and as accurately as possible, and then shut up. In fact, a columnist once wrote that Vin Scully might very well have made his greatest contribution by not saying anything, but I took that as a compliment. As a little kid, underneath the radio listening to football games, the roar of the crowd just made me ecstatic. And I didn't know the players or anything, but it was all, for me, nirvana, whatever. And so when I was broadcasting, in a sense, by shutting up and listening to the crowd, that might have been the fountain of youth as far as keeping your enthusiasm up all those 67 years. And so when Gibby hit the home run, it was very normal for me to shut up and to listen to the roar of the crowd. And when I listened to the roar of the crowd, for a brief moment, I was 8 years old. And so that was my fountain of youth.
And I was talking to Earl about this, and it was really kind of a ragtag bunch of players put together. So that call was perfection for what went on that year. And you know the call. Do you ever say the call to yourself again? I hear it in my brain.
No.
In the year,
No,
you know.
Yeah, in the year that's been improbable, the impossible has happened. I actually, and I say this seriously, I really feel that God might very well have helped me out on that, because while that crowd was roaring, I had a chance to collect my thoughts and eventually say what I said. So it worked.
It's an amazing thing. I also asked Earl, I said, beside the Kirk Gibson home run, what was your best memory of that 88 World Series?
Well, first of all, the New York Mets are an important part of 88. First of all, the Dodgers lost 10 of 11 during the year, so that made them a very big favorite in the LCS. Secondly, there's bad blood in May, where Doc Gooden, first of all, hit Alfredo Griffin and broke his hand. Dodgers, Brian Holden was angry, so he hit Howard Johnson. The next day, David Cohn threw, I guess, at Pedro, and Guerrero threw his bat at Cohn, started to go to the mound. He was tackled from behind by the Mets catcher, and he was suspended for 4 games. So there was bitterness with the Mets, who then proceeded to beat the Dodgers 10 of 11 times. And now all of a sudden, who are they going to play in the LCS? The Mets. And the games were incredible. And the 4th game, the Mets were leading 2-1. They're leading by 2 runs in the 9th inning, and Doc Gooden is pitching, so you're figuring the Mets are going to go up 3-1. Dodgers will probably be the losers. And then Mike Scioscia hit a home run in the 9th inning with a man aboard to tie it up. Gibson hit a home run in the 12th. Orel came in and made a dramatic save. And by the time they get through with the New York Mets, I thought, I don't even know if I care about the World Series. This is the best 4-game, 5-game series. And then, of course, Gibby got it all started with that miraculous home run. And I think the one point, there are so many wonderful individual moments, but the fellow who was beyond excellent was Orel. Get the numbers right. His last 101 and 2/3 innings, and they were all pressure-packed, every single one of them. His earned run average was 0.4. Less than half a run in 101 thrilling, exciting, pressure-packed innings. That, to me, was the outstanding thing, along with Gibby's home run.
No wonder he's the MVP. It's so good to see you, Vin.
Thank you. It's my pleasure indeed.
Thanks.
Thanks.